Hello and Assalamu alaikum. I am Huma Lohani and I am making this video to help all the teachers, science teachers and all the maths teachers at Al Marifa International School. Now this video is to tell you how to use McGraw and why to use McGraw during these tough times of e-learning. First of all, it is as we know that we are in 2020 and we are trying to have a student-oriented approach where it is student-based learning. We don't want to have sessions where we are explaining throughout the session and the student is just a listener. We want to have more interactive sessions and we want the students to give their input. Second benefit of using this one is that you can have daily attendance of the students. Now, you don't know how many students they are just entering the session and doing nothing. They're not even listening to you, maybe. So how do you know that they are participating? They are part of your session. So you can know all these things through this way, which I'm going to tell today. Third benefit is that we can have evidence that we did this topic today and my students have done this, because whatever your students are going to do, their work will be shown on your website. I'm going to show all these things now. Now I will share my screen with you and I will show you how I am doing it. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. So this is one of my sections which I am teaching. So when I launch that here, under the option of assignments, okay, I'm giving them everyday classworks. So I will show you how we are doing it. Here, I am putting the date and the title of whatever it is, classwork, homework, assessment, whatever it is, I am writing it here. So now here, if you can see here, 21 students have submitted out of 26, the homework. The classwork reading, 16 students out of 26 have submitted. Now, how to differentiate the homework from the classwork? You have the option of controlling the time and scheduling your assignment. So I am scheduling my classworks with my students during my session. If I want them to do a question from the textbook during my class, so I will tell them, go to your McGraw website. I have assigned you a classwork. Please go and do it now. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes for the student to do the classwork. So this is for 22. We started in a UAE on 22, right? Our e-learning. So here I have the evidence that this is what I did on 22nd. Here is what I did on 23rd, 24th, 25th is today. Okay. So I will tell you how to do all these things. First of all of us, we are given our teacher accounts by the school. You will just log into your accounts and the first screen that you will see will be this one. This is the first screen that you will see here. This is my class which I made. Now, first of all, you have to create classes. All of us, we are teaching 4 or 5 sections maximum, right? So you need to create, let's say, 4 classes. So you will go here on this option here, create a class. Now, if you are teaching grade 1, 2, 3, all the options are here. You have Inspire Science 1, 3, 4, 5. And here you have the maths options also. For my class, which is grade 7, they are using this one, Reveal Math Course 2. So for example, when I created, because I'm teaching grade 7, I clicked here. Then I just wrote the name of my class, let's say 7BB term 3. Okay. Then I said which subject it is science. What is the grade level? It is grade 7. Then you have to just put the start date and the end date of the year, the whole year. Since you are going to start now, so you put today's date and put the end date as whenever we are going to have vacation, summer vacations. So June, July, any date. And you are going to just click on submit. Once you, okay, I will create something so that I can show you how it is created. Let's say I will say here, tutorial. Okay, and I will click submit here. Now you see this class has been created already. Now, this one, the class code, this is the code which you are going to share with your students. For example, 7BA, 7BB, BC, BD, all the sections, they're going to have a different class code, which is generated automatically. This is the class code that you are going to give to your student. Now, what will happen when you give this to your student? I will go to another tab and I will show you that. You will ask your students to go to this website here, my McGraw Hill Education login. Okay. Your student, they don't have a username or email or password. They need to create it. So what they will do is they will go and click here on this option, create student account. Now, these options here, they will be closed for your students. You will, once you give them the code, only then these options will be open for them. So I already copied that code. So I will paste it here. Sorry, this is not it. I will copy it from here. Copy. Now, since this is wrong, so it says that please enter a valid code. So I will paste the code here. Once I paste a correct code, these options will be open for the student. Now here I am working as a student. I'm creating a student account. This is what your students are going to do. Let's say one of your students is Umar Ali or Umar Khan. So ask them to remember their username and password always. Okay, so let's say this one is creating Umar Khan 2030. And the password, they will create any password they want. Okay. The password must have one capital, one normal alphabet, one number. Okay, and then your student is going to click here, create account. Now the student has created an account. Now the student is going to log in. Now your student here, when they log in here, they will see this class, which the code that you have given to your student. They will launch it. Now they will see these options, grades, course, and assignments. These are the important parts here. Now, when they click here on assignment, they will not see anything because I have not assigned any assignment yet. Now, how do I go and assign them some work to do? I will show you that from my account. Now, I will go back to Internet Explorer where I have my account. I will go to tutorial. Now, nowadays, I'm teaching my students, grade 7 students, whatever I'm teaching them, I will tell you how to reach there. First of all, as a teacher, we are going to go to course here. Now, as we all know, we have Inspired Science Unit 1, 2, 3, 4. We have lots of units, lots of modules. So you need to know the name of your module, first of all. So you will come and click here on this option here. You will click here and go to the module that you are teaching. We are teaching nowadays dynamic ecosystems. So I will click on this small arrow here. Once I click on this arrow, under this module, whatever lessons are there, they will appear. I want to open this lesson which I am teaching, interactions within ecosystem. Now, another benefit of using this website is you don't have to go and assign them every time the YouTube videos. It's better to follow your textbook. You can use the text, you know, our textbook, they say that go and watch this video and then solve this question. Everything is already made there. You have all your videos under this category called lesson library. Here, you have all the videos which are directly related to the textbook your student is following. Okay, and here you can, here, let's say I want to assign them. You have to go and open each one of them and see what it is. It is all from the textbook. Everything here is from your textbook, which you are teaching your students. For example, today, what I did with my student was I finished the lesson with them. So I wanted them to do the last part of the lesson, which is lesson review. You know, we have always have one question called summarize, and then some multiple choice questions, and then some real world connection in science. So I wanted them to do the lesson review, this one. So I went to this option here, and then I clicked on assign. Okay. Now, here you can rename your assignment, which I am always renaming, and I am putting the date every time. Let's say I put sometimes classwork 25 March 2020, sometimes I will put something else. Then the date and the time. This is very important here. When you want your students to do the classwork with you during your session, you can have the time for 1 hour or whatever your session timing is. Just put that time. So this assignment will be open for your student only during your session. It will be controlled. The students have to be there in your session during that time and follow the instructions. This is how you can control them. Okay. Then you can put how many marks assignment this one you want it to be. Let's say I want it to be 10-mark assignment. When you create different sections here, you have the option of copying the same assignment to all the other sections. If you don't want to create assignment each time for each section, you can just select all your classes and copy the assignment for them. And then you will click here on assign. Now this is already assigned. Me as a teacher, Homa Lohani's account, I have assigned it for my student. Now I will go to the student account. Now I will click on assignments again. Now when I clicked on assignment, see, it appears here now. Assignment, the status is open. It is out of 10 marks. This is the starting time and dates and the end time. When your student enters here, okay, they will enter. So here, this is one question here. Your student is going to put the answer. Now here this question says these are the relationship. What does each relationship mean? So the student will write the answer. This one means this, whatever. This one means this. And the student will go to, this is page 1. The student will go to page 2. Then the student will solve the second question. It is a multiple choice question, 3-dimensional thinking. Then the student will go to next page and he will keep going, and at the end they will submit the assignment. Okay, submit. Once the student submits the assignment, they do not have any way to come back and change their answers. So tell them to be very careful while submitting. Here they will submit. Okay, now the assignment has already been submitted. Me as a teacher, here I will go to my account now as a teacher's account, assignments. Now here you can see I have the option of there is 1-2 grade. I will go here 1-2 grade. My student, who was Omar Khan, has submitted. Now I want to see what are the answers my student wrote. So I will click here on view. Now it is loading here. See, this is what I wrote there, remember, with this from the student account. So this is appearing here to me as a teacher, that this is the answer my student wrote. I can read all the answers of my student later anytime, whenever I have time, and give them the classwork marks. Let's say the answers are not good, so I will just give them 5 or 8 or whatever. Now, one more important point, you don't have to mark your students' work every time. Sometimes you can just give them marks for participation, that they have done their work. So you just need to see if they submitted or not. So when you go to assignments here, and you go to this option here, assignments. See here, the status. The status here is submitted. During the session, when you have assigned the assignment to your students, you can see how many students they have started. Those students who have started but not submitted yet, the status will show progress, in progress, something like that. And the students who have not yet started, it says not yet started. I can actually show you that one from my real class. I will show you that one, how it is. This is my real class. So when I go to assignments here, see, when I go to my assignment here and I click here, this was a reading assignment, okay? Now see, these students, they have submitted. This student did not even start doing the assignment. These have submitted, and there is no one in progress. Yes, this one. This student started reading the assignment but did not submit it. So he was in the progress of doing it. So this is how you can know all these things. Now let me, yes, one more important point. In McGraw Hill, you have lots of options. There is one option where you can assign your students some reading from their textbook, directly from the textbook. They will read, and then as soon as they read, there will be some questions for them, and they will try to practice that question. When they put wrong answer, it will say wrong answer, go back and read. When they click on go back and read, it will take them directly to that line or that sentence or that part of the textbook where the information is there, and it will ask them to read again. So that one is called smart book. You have a smart book option here. You have sometimes you have some simulations. When I was teaching my students about ecosystems and all those things, food webs and all, there was a lot of very nice simulations online available, which the students can go and directly play, and you can monitor that how many of your students they tried it. And what else is there is, yes, one more thing, that all the textbook questions, the 3D, three-dimensional thinking, the lesson review, the reading, everything is there here in the website. Okay, and that's it. So I will stop sharing now, and thank you. If you like it, you can use it during these days. And yeah, some of my colleagues, they were asking me how can students, they use McGraw Hill during the meeting. If I can use McGraw Hill now during the meeting, I am in the meeting here, the Zoom. So similarly, your students can also use Zoom, and simultaneously they can work on McGraw Hill account. And when your students, they are doing such assignments, the class becomes very interactive because they want to ask questions. Sometimes they get stuck on some question, they will come back, they will raise their hand and they will ask questions. And all other students, they are listening to the question asked by one particular student and your answers. So you don't have to leave your session once you assign. You have to stay, just assign them and stay. And keep talking about, if there is silence, you can keep talking about how many students are doing. You can mention their names. Yes, this student is doing this thing. This student have not yet started. Why you have not started? You can, directly communicate with them as if you are having a face-to-face class with them. Okay. And one important thing that I wanted to say is, some of your students, they will forget their username and password. Please advise them to use the same account throughout the whole term. They cannot go and create a new account using the class code and every time come with a new username. If they do that, some of their marks will go to one account, other marks will go to another account. So you can help them, you can fix their passwords if they forgot their password. And actually, I would advise you to tell your students that they must from the very first day write their username and password somewhere and use the same username and password always. This is the one issue that you will face. Second issue that you're going to face is this application, this McGraw Hill application is there for mobiles, Androids and iPhones. Your students, they will try to use mobiles, tablets and other devices to do their assignments. And not everything works well with these devices. The website works best on laptop. Ask your student from the very first day to use laptops to do these assignments. Okay, these are the important things. Whatever I can remember, I have recorded. So thank you.